doing some awesome things. We're going to be talking about building a decentralized internet now. We have Bradford Stevens, who's the CEO at Skycoin. Bradford formerly served as a C-level executive at 5 VC-backed companies. He's the creator of Spire and one of the first distributed SQL databases. And his teams also drove several exits, including one public M&A. Could you please welcome Bradford to the stage?
What's up, everybody? All right, thank you for coming. And a shout out to Gordon. Yeah, Gordon, I get really excited when lawyers get involved in shit because, you know, A, people are making real money, and B, all the children are going to leave the industry. So, thank you. All right, where's my slides? Great, okay. Speaking of everything going to shit, let's talk about that. My life motto is on this slide. And that roughly translates, if you're a bit of an existentialist like I am when I drink. Hell is other people. And frankly, people have ruined everything. She already saw my bio, so I don't need to look at the picture anymore. But yeah, people have screwed up everything about this industry, and they've screwed up everything about the internet. And that's just human nature. I mean, we have ruined the internet. It is a garbage trash dumpster fire. I don't know how that works, but it does. And we've ruined crypto. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Have you spent more than 5 seconds in any Telegram chat room? It's a disaster.
Thank you.
Okay, here's what's up. The internet, it was a cool idea. It's over now. The internet's a cop. It's monitoring you. It's controlled by corporation, and it's controlled by that idiot in the government and his corporate puppet masters. My William Gibson paranoia fantasies all became true. This is our grim, dark future where corporations control the internet. And let's face it, some of the biggest cryptos out there, it's run by cartels now. I mean, look at the mining pools for Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is a couple people in charge. This is all of human history, is a couple people in charge of everything we do. And this is the whole story of civilization. For better or worse, it's the story of people who are good at getting resources, coming together, getting more resources, and killing the people in their way. And this is kind of the classic story of civilization, and we're going to see it repeated again and again. A little tribe goes, they hang out, they find a river. Great, hey, there's a lot of food here. Well, now that we're not hunting and killing out in the dirt or the woods, now we have time to trade with people. We have time to do some pottery. We're going to build wealth. We're going to build a city here. So the more natural resources people have, the more they can accumulate wealth, the more they can accumulate power, and then they send people in wooden boats across the planet to kill other people. And that's the story of history. That's the story of centralization. Kind of ironic, given that we're at the Decentralized Conference, and some of the biggest cryptocurrencies out there are completely centralized. We all know how this story ends. It doesn't always end great for the people who are in control. Sooner or later, all the rest of us, the 99%, get a little unhappy at who's running shit. And we send them to the guillotines. Again, this is the story of human history. This is the story of crypto. Centralization, it's just what people do. And despite the best intentions of people who developed some of our cryptocurrencies, it's kind of built into the algorithms. In Proof of Work, an amazing algorithm. I remember reading the Bitcoin paper maybe 8 years ago, a very long time ago, and I thought, well, this is a novel idea for a database. And then I thought, oh, holy shit, this is really going to wreck some things. So it was revolutionary, but it's not perfect. Because again, human history just repeats itself. People with cheap resources, you know, water-driven power, access to ASIC miners, they get a little money, which is more than everybody else has, then they add a little more, and they add a little more, until it's centralized, and you've got 3 mining pools running this trillion-dollar industry. Proof of stake, same thing. In fact, it's kind of even more absurd, because this is just naked capitalism. Hey man, like, hey, you got more money, then you have more power. You want more money, you want more power, go get them. Again, we're just seeing history repeat itself, and at some point in time, it's got to stop before the guillotines come out. So the internet and the crypto, they're controlled by a few elite people. Maybe I'm just jealous I wasn't chosen to be in the cool crypto Illuminati club. But this is where we are right now. But we can fix this. We do have billions of computers across the world. There's a lot more of us than there are mining pools. And we actually have a chance. And to take that chance, we need a new way of thinking about decentralization. A new way that can actually power a new internet. Decentralization can be more than a buzzword. I have a bingo sheet somewhere, like I do in every conference. Decentralization, you know, I had to put it in the middle square because it'd be cheating to put it anywhere else. So, we've got a new proof algorithm developed by one of the folks who helped build Ethereum. And you're right to be a little skeptical in what we've had so far, 2 workable proof ofs. And now we need a third one. We need something that's truly decentralized. And here's the idea. It's built around trust. And in some ways, it's built around people you know. The more subscribers you have, the more people who trust you, then the more power you have in this kind of network. And unlike things that are proof of work, it's a little democratic. You can actually lose out if you try to garner too much power and collude. And unlike things that are built on proof of stake, you can be held accountable by your community. If people don't trust you, they disconnect from your node, your power in the network goes down. But if you think about it, all right, we've got this new algorithm that lets us reach consensus. So what? Well, networks, internet networks, could be built the same way. You could take a node, say you have a lot of bandwidth. There's no one true source of bandwidth in a mesh network, just like in a proof of trust, a web network. There's no one true source of trust, there's no one true source of work. It's decentralized. And in a mesh network, when you want to share something with people, you can use antennas, you can use Wi-Fi, you can connect to your friends. It's peer-to-peer. It can't be stopped by a central source. So what if we combine the two? And that would be Skycoin. It's a new mesh internet. It's on GitHub, you can check it out. And it's powered by this proof of trust. In our world, power is basically a combination of trust and bandwidth. The more bandwidth you bring to the network by, say, connecting one of our Skyminers to your landline at home so you can ride over your current ISP. The more trust, the more people you share that connection with, the more power you have in the network. And in fact, humans have tried to do mesh networks, and really only the military has figured it out. And the key here is that you actually get paid for being a trustworthy person and sharing bandwidth on this network. You get paid in Skycoin. And I say it's a new internet because it's mesh. There's no central source of bandwidth. But everything you hold dear still works. You still browse the web, still check your emails, watch video, all that stuff. It's a new infrastructure that sort of straddles our current internet. And I get asked the question a lot, well, if it's a new internet, then why do you connect to the old one? I mean, people still want to browse their porn. Come on. But you don't have to rely on Comcast. You can do peer-to-peer networking with antennas that you can literally buy the shelf off right now. So imagine a world in which you're hanging out in your apartment building, you have one person paying for their big fat pipe to the internet. He sets up an antenna for $200, and now everybody in your building actually has access to this new internet. And they pay him in Skycoin or coin hours, kind of like Ethereum's gas, to access this. Here's the thing. It's decentralized. It's peer-to-peer. It's antennas across the world. Can't censor it. Who are you going to shoot? Can't turn it off. It's peer-to-peer. Because it's a mesh network. Nobody is in control. And furthermore, due to the way we've built our proof of trust system, you're punished if you try to take control, because people will break their trust on you and remove you as a subscriber in their network. But we've been working on this for 8 years. And unlike a lot of folks out there who have promised a new or cool internet, our code's on GitHub right now. We've got a new programming language built on top of this. We've got a competitor to Amazon's S3, not really a competitor, but a replacement. Object storage. We've got messaging. Pretty much everything you need, the raw components for a peer-to-peer decentralized internet, are there right now, and you can actually start using them. Over the next 2 months, we're rolling out our test net. We have miners, by the way. Okay, well, we just got our first shipment of web access nodes in. They're very cool looking. I wish I could show it to you, but you can imagine holding it right here. We just got our first shipment of web nodes in that lets you, it's hardware that lets you be your own ISP. You can run encrypted, decentralized VPN, email, all that stuff on it, because they're shipping out across the world. And in the next few months, those are going to start powering our test network. And you'll be able to simply connect to this like you would any VPN and start browsing the new decentralized web that nobody can control. So thank you very much. We are open source, pull requests welcome, and really excited to share this new internet with you all. Thank you.